Thank you so much for agreeing to speak to us.
Pleasure.
And congratulations. In this year, actually,
Yeah.
you were named Marketing Person of the Year at the 2025 Marketing Achievement Awards. What are the top 3 lessons that you can share for SA marketers?
I think the first thing is, as a marketer, you've got to be curious. I always say curiosity is a fantastic skill for anyone to have. And when I say curious in the context of marketing, I think curious about the world that you operate in, because it makes you understand your consumers a lot better. Curious about your brand and where the past of your brand, because I always say brands have roots. So when you work on a brand, ensure that you understand where your brand comes from, so that you can have a very clear base about where to take it to. And then curious about yourself, because I do think that we are never at a place where we've learned enough or that we know enough. So the more you're curious about yourself and what your areas of growth are and all of that, I think you'll be a better marketer. So the first thing would be curiosity. I think the second thing is you have to be passionate about the brand that you work on. And I always, like, people say to me, but if I work on, like, I used to work on Rama Margarine, right? How can I be passionate about Rama Margarine? And I always say you can find something. So Rama Margarine, for example, used to be positioned on, if you give your kids margarine, Rama margarine, it gives them a good start to the day. So what did I connect to? I connected to that versus that is just a margarine. So you've got to be passionate about the brand that you work on. Then you've got to work with the best. And that's about the team that you work with and you surround yourself with, the agencies that you work with. I always say, for example, our advertising agency, our lead agency is Joburg. Joburg has won Agency of the Year a number of times at the Lurie Awards and stuff. I'm okay to pay a premium if I'm going to be working with the best.
What is it about Nedbank that you're so passionate about?
Firstly, I think our purpose, if you think our purpose is to use our financial expertise to make a positive impact on society. So what does that mean? It means that we want, whether it's like individuals, businesses, big corporates, and I'll take it like in different areas. If it's an individual and you say, actually, I want to be able to study, how can Nedbank help you be able to, study? If it's a business that says, I currently have a turnover of 20 million, I want to get to 50 million, how can we help you, do that? So I'm really passionate that we are so clear about ensuring that we make that positive impact in society. We're also really clear that we've got to make a positive impact in our country, South Africa, and on our continent, Africa, because we believe that we can't be a sustainable bank in an unsustainable country or an unsustainable continent. So I love the fact that we don't just say that, we actually do things that really drive that. And then I think I'll focus on financial education. So if you think about South Africans, individuals, 2 out of 3 South Africans spend more money than they earn. About 70 to 80% of businesses fail in their first 3 years and stuff. So how do we ensure that we're giving South Africans financial education that makes them to be able to manage their money in a much more sustainable manner? I don't know if you saw a TV ad, the latest one on brand. When we say your money deserves a personal best, see money differently, we mean it, and I'm really passionate about that.
You've actually answered part of my next question, and it's about what your assessment is of transformation within the corporate sector.
I certainly think we've come a long way, but we've got a long way to go. And I think if we don't address that quite like with truth, we're going to have a problem. Because we've got high unemployment, we've got high inequality. We're the most unequal country in the world from a Gini coefficient perspective. As corporate South Africa, we have a responsibility to ensure that we are part of transforming and ensuring that we have a country that is a country for all in terms of opportunities, being able to have your own business, being able to get a good education. Every South African must feel like they have a chance to do that. And corporate South Africa must play a role in doing that with government, with NGOs. So for me, when I think about bold transformation, we've got to go beyond talking. We've got to do now. We've got to challenge each other. We've got to ensure that we're having difficult conversations, because I can tell you, if you look at this and continue, if we continue in this trajectory, we will be having a very difficult discussion about our country in a few years. So we've got to do more.
August starts tomorrow. It's National Women's Month.
Yeah.
And as a woman leader as a boss, what are the top 3 tips you can share for other women leaders?
So the first thing I would say is what I love about female leaders, right, is if you think about qualities that women naturally have, which is empathy, care, all of that, those to me are qualities that maybe in the past used to be considered not leadership qualities. Actually, they are strong leader qualities, and I think what women should be doing is lean into those qualities. I call them superpowers, actually. So empathy is a superpower, and I think as a female leader, don't press down what naturally comes to you. Actually use it to lead people. I think that's the first thing. The second thing is know your worth. And don't let anyone tell you what that worth and value looks like. And knowing your worth, means like the third thing, which is boldly ask for what you want, and don't be scared. The worst they can say is no, but you've actually asked for what you want. So that's what I want to advise them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.